Hey everyone! Today's video is all about using colors to describe objects in Spanish, los colores. First, I want to start with 4 vocabulary words that we'll use throughout the video to help us practice. The first one, la lámpara, lamp. Las cortinas, curtains. El espejo, mirror. And los libros, books. I want to point out that the reason I chose these 4 words, and only 4 words, is because I have one that's feminine and singular, la lámpara, so that means feminine, that it's la, and singular, obviously there's only one. Las cortinas is feminine, but more than one. El espejo is masculine, singular, and los libros are masculine, plural. So I want you to get used to hearing those words because they're important if you want to use the color words correctly in Spanish. So you need to know whether something is masculine or feminine and whether it's singular or plural. So there's 2 rules in Spanish with color words. The first one, in Spanish, the color words change depending on what they are describing. So this is different from in English. In English, if we are describing something that is red, we always use the word red, whether it's something singular or plural. In English, we don't have masculine and feminine. In Spanish, on the other hand, there are actually 4 options for the word red, depending on what you're describing. So rojo would be used if it was masculine, singular, like el libro or el espejo. Roja would be to describe something that's feminine, and that there's only one of them, singular, like la lámpara or la mesa, table. Rojos would be used if you were describing something that was red that was masculine and plural. So los libros, los espejos, right? The mirrors, the books. And the last one you could probably guess, feminine, plural, las lámparas, las cortinas, okay? So it changes. So most of the color words in Spanish have those options. For example, orange has 4 options. Anaranjado, anaranjada, anaranjados, anaranjadas. Purple has 4 options. Morado, morada, morados, moradas. And there are a couple other, like yellow, amarillo has those same 4 options. White, blanco has those 4 options. And black, negro, has those 4 options. Of course, there are exceptions to every rule. So 2 that I can think of in Spanish that have those exceptions. The word blue is azul, and that can be for masculine or feminine. So the only way it changes is if it's plural. If the thing that you're describing, blue, is plural, we add an es, azules. Same goes for green. The word in Spanish is verde. That can be used for masculine or feminine. The only difference is if something's plural, you add an s, verdes. All right, so let's practice that kind of rule a little. So remember the color word changes. So I have 3 examples here. Let's look at the top left, the mirror. If you want to say that it's a red mirror, you have 4 options, rojo, roja, rojos, rojas. So you have to say to yourself, well, how do you say mirror in Spanish? El espejo, which one goes with it? El espejo is masculine, so you know it's going to be one of the ones with an O, and right now it is singular. It's just the mirror, so it would be rojo. All right, let's try this one. The books. Hopefully you know by now that that is los libros. So say out loud, which choice, verde or verdes, do you think we would use to describe that the books are green? Go ahead, say it out loud. If you said verdes, you are correct. Last example, the lamp, la lámpara. Which one do you think it is? La lámpara is singular and feminine, so it is anaranjada. All right, so that's the first thing to keep in mind. Now, if we want to actually put this in a phrase, we need to know the second rule. In Spanish, the color word goes after the noun. So it's just the opposite as it is in English. In English, we say the red apple. Okay, in Spanish, we say la manzana roja. All right, so the color word goes before in English and after in Spanish. So literally it's saying in English, the apple red, but it's la manzana roja. So let's try those three examples again. If we have the mirror, we know it's el espejo, the books, los libros, the lamp, la lámpara. Let's go back to the mirror. So how would we say the red mirror? El espejo rojo. All right. Try the next one. How would you say the green books? Los libros verdes. And the last one, how would you say the orange lamp? La lámpara anaranjada. All right, so that was just putting the two rules together. Now, so we have these three phrases. I wanted to give you some examples of how to actually use these phrases in sentences, because that's the whole point in learning Spanish, is to put together sentences to communicate. So one example I thought of, el espejo rojo está encima de la cama. The red mirror is on top of the bed. All right. Los libros verdes, I wanted to use a comparison because I know we talk a lot about comparisons in this class. Los libros verdes son más grandes que los libros morados. The green books are bigger than the purple books. And the last one, in order to use this phrase in a sentence, me rompió la lámpara anaranjada. I broke the orange lamp. So those are just some example sentences on when you could use these phrases. Let's do some practice out loud. So please say it in Spanish out loud. Let's try it. The purple mirror. Did you say el espejo morado? The color should go after. And hopefully you chose the word morado because mirror is masculine and singular. Let's try the green lamp. La lámpara verde. Now remember the word for green, verde, doesn't change depending on masculine or feminine. We just know that it's singular because right now lamp is singular. The blue curtains. Las cortinas azules. So again, this is one that doesn't change depending on masculine or feminine, but we had to add the ES because curtains is plural. Last one, the yellow books. Los libros amarillos. Right? The color goes after the word books, and we know that it should be masculine and plural. All right, one final note. When you simply want to say the curtains are purple, so this whole lesson has been talking about how to say purple curtains, blue books, green lamp. But if you simply want to say it in a sentence, make sure to use the correct purple too. All right, so don't forget these rules just because it's in a different format. So, las cortinas son moradas. The curtains are purple, rather than saying something like, the purple curtains are my favorite. So you see the difference. The curtains are purple. All right. The end, al fin. I hope that that helped. Using colors in Spanish is really easy if you know those two rules, right? That the color word changes depending on masculine, feminine, singular, plural, and the color word goes after whatever is being described. If you know those two rules, it's pretty easy. If you were at all confused and want more practice, watch the video again. I hope this helped. Ciao.